Have you ever wondered what happens when a political party claims powerful forces are working behind the scenes to push it out of the political space? That is the controversy currently generating intense debate across Nigeria after the African Democratic Congress, popularly known as ADC, made serious allegations surrounding a court ruling that ordered the deregistration of the party and 4 others. The claims have sparked reactions from politicians, legal analysts, party supporters, and ordinary Nigerians who are trying to understand exactly what happened, what the evidence is, and what it could mean for the country's democratic process as preparations for future elections continue. Before we continue, if you enjoy balanced and informative political updates like this, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss important developments shaping Nigeria's future. Also, drop a comment below and let us know your first thoughts on this story. Do you believe these allegations deserve a thorough investigation? Let's hear from you. Now, let's break down what happened. The controversy began after a federal high court ruling directed the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to deregister the ADC and 4 other political parties. According to reports, the court held that the affected parties failed to meet certain constitutional requirements related to electoral performance. The decision immediately generated strong reactions because ADC is one of the opposition parties that has recently gained significant national attention. Following the judgment, the ADC strongly rejected the ruling and announced plans to challenge it through legal channels. However, the party did not stop there. In a lengthy public statement, ADC officials alleged that individuals connected to the presidency were involved in efforts to influence the process surrounding the case. The party specifically claimed that persons working with President Bola Tinubu's chief of staff played a role in promoting the legal action against the party. The ADC also questioned the conduct of the presiding judge and announced plans to petition the National Judicial Council. It is important to emphasize something here. As of now, these are allegations made by the ADC. Publicly available reports do not provide verified evidence, proving that the chief of staff personally pressured any judge. The party has raised concerns and accusations, but those claims would need to be investigated and proven through appropriate legal or institutional processes. That distinction is very important because allegations and established facts are not the same thing. According to the ADC's account, the party believes the court's decision forms part of a broader attempt to weaken opposition forces ahead of future elections. Party officials argued that the timing of the ruling is suspicious because the ADC has been actively preparing for upcoming political contests and presenting itself as an alternative platform for Nigerians dissatisfied with the current situation in the country. The party also pointed to what it described as inconsistencies in the legal process. ADC officials claimed that INEC had earlier maintained that the party had not violated constitutional requirements that would justify deregistration. They further argued that there were ongoing legal issues that should have been resolved before such a ruling was delivered. On the other side of the argument are those who insist that the court simply applied existing constitutional provisions. According to reports on the case, the plaintiffs argued that certain political parties failed to satisfy electoral performance thresholds established under Nigerian law. The court accepted those arguments and ordered the deregistration of the affected parties. Supporters of the ruling therefore maintain that the decision should be viewed as a legal matter rather than a political conspiracy. This is where the debate becomes especially interesting. One side says the ruling is evidence that opposition parties are being targeted. The other side says the law is the law, and any party that fails to meet constitutional requirements must face the consequences regardless of political considerations. For many Nigerians watching from a distance, the biggest question is not simply who is right or wrong. The bigger question is whether public confidence in democratic institutions can survive when such serious accusations are exchanged between major political actors. When a political party accuses powerful government figures of influencing judicial processes, it naturally raises concerns among citizens. Even if those allegations are eventually disproved, the mere existence of such claims can affect public trust. At the same time, judges and courts also face challenges when controversial political cases come before them. Any decision they make is likely to be scrutinized by supporters and opponents alike. That is one reason why transparency and adherence to legal procedures are so important in politically sensitive cases. Another interesting aspect of this story involves the role of opposition parties in Nigeria's democracy. Whether people support the ADC or not, Opposition parties play an important role in any democratic system. They challenge government policies, present alternative ideas, and provide voters with choices. Because of this, any attempt to deregister a major opposition platform is likely to attract national attention and intense debate. Political analysts often argue that healthy democracies require strong institutions, strong political competition, and confidence that all parties are operating under the same rules. Whenever questions arise about fairness, those questions tend to become major political issues. The ADC's reaction has also drawn attention because party leaders used unusually strong language in responding to the judgment. They argued that removing opposition parties from the political landscape could create serious concerns about democratic competition. They insisted they would continue to fight the decision through legal means and maintain that the party will remain active in the political process. Interestingly, the controversy did not end with the deregistration ruling. Reports indicate that there are also ongoing legal disputes involving the party's leadership and internal matters. These separate legal battles have further complicated an already tense political environment. Meanwhile, supporters of President Bola Tinubu and the ruling party have generally rejected claims that the government is orchestrating efforts against opposition groups. They argue that political parties must comply with constitutional requirements and that courts should be allowed to make independent decisions without political interpretations being attached to every judgment. This difference in interpretation is exactly why the issue has become such a major talking point across Nigeria. Some Nigerians see a legal process, others see a political battle, and many are still waiting for more evidence before reaching any conclusions. At this stage, what happens next may be just as important as what has already happened. The ADC has indicated that it intends to appeal the judgment and pursue other legal options. If higher courts become involved, Nigerians could see additional rulings that either uphold, modify, or overturn the decision. Those future developments may provide greater clarity on the legal and constitutional questions at the center of this controversy. For now, several key questions remain unanswered. Will the allegations involving individuals connected to the presidency be formally investigated? Will the ADC succeed in its appeal efforts? Will the courts ultimately uphold the deregistration order? And perhaps most importantly, how will all of this affect public confidence in Nigeria's democratic institutions? These are questions that will likely continue generating discussion in the coming weeks and months. If you're finding this analysis helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more balanced coverage of Nigerian politics and current affairs. Your support helps us continue bringing you clear explanations of complex stories. And once again, head to the comment section and tell us your thoughts. Do you think the ADC's allegations raise legitimate concerns, or do you believe this is purely a legal matter? We'd love to hear your perspective. One thing is certain, this story is no longer just about one political party. It has become part of a broader conversation about democracy, judicial independence, political competition, and public trust in Nigeria's institutions. As more information emerges, Nigerians across the country will be watching closely to see how the legal process unfolds. For now, all sides continue to defend their positions, and the courts may ultimately determine the next chapter of this developing political story. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay engaged, and as always, keep following credible sources as this situation continues to unfold.